$5, and Tears Rule and Chaverny did not get runs.
Yes, the big race, the Doncaster, a little later on. The Chairman's Handicap is the one we're concentrating on at the moment, and I'm sure Simon Marshall is concentrating down there behind the barriers. There he is, looking very splendid, I might add, in all his jockey's gear. And how are the Chairman's Handicap competitors looking, Simon?
Very well, thank you, Simon O'Donnell. I just went and popped up, had a ride beside Hale just to see what the rave was all about, and geez, he's a big unit. He very, very large in size. He covers a lot of ground, a lot more than the average stayer, I can tell you that. There's a lot of him, folks, so he's going to cover a lot of ground. He looks an absolute treat, tightened up, ribbed up beautifully. I thought Home Wrecker was one of the best behind the gates. Horse from Victoria, Jason Patton on board, number 7. He looked an absolute treat walking into the gate. Spirit of Raspberry also took the eye. And also another one of John Hawkes's down the bottom there with Rodney Quinn on board, number 19, Grampians. He also looked very fit. Mark de Montfort's mount, number 9, looks fine walking around. We got Brett Preble over here on Karasi, number 10. He's spot on. There's not much of him. If you put him beside Hale, I think he'd give up if you asked him the question. There's a little bit of difference in size there, but apart from that, it's what happens, what they've got in the chest. That means the heart. Karasi's got plenty of that. He's won some good races throughout his career. Boys, we've got 4 to walk in. Let him rip.
Yeah, thank you very much, Simon. Karasi, of course, was the one with gold, the red V and cap. That's Padfoot Charlie on centre screen. If you're looking for Hale, he starts from barrier 1, white, red spot, green sleeves, red cap. Courtesy of Sky Channel, here's Terry Bailey.
Good on you, Ken. Third race. Hale has been extremely heavily back. This has been one of the biggest plunges of the carnival, and they're just about set. They put a packet on the top weight and favourite Hale, gate number 1. Very short the tote and has come right in the ring. Royal Train steps up with Karasi. The lights are on for the Group 2 chairmans. Racing. Hale near the inside and going out quickly, Steel Phoenix. Gillespie seemed to strike a bit of bother at the start and was being hard ridden early on to go forward. Please going fast. He'll lead Manor Hill, Henderson Bay, Ebony Honour, and coming across Swiss Echo. Out a little bit wide on the track also Spirit of Westbury. They were followed by Hale about 7th offence. Then Steel Phoenix, Royal Treen, Armstrong, the big grey out deep. They were being followed by Rapida, Bondi, Iceberg, Home Wrecker, Asia, Grampians, Padford, Charlie, Karasi and Gillespie last. Going to the front, it's Manor Hill for Munce. The Go Waterhouse horse clear. He's out and rolling by 2.5. The stablemate Swiss Echo, 3/4 plea, 2 lengths Spirit of Westbury. Then came Armstrong, 3 wide, Hale the fence. 1.5 to Henderson Bay. Caught wide out is Rapida. On the rail, Steel Phoenix from Ebony Honour. 2 lengths to Royal Treen, Bondi, Iceberg, the fence. 2.5 House Wrecker. They were being followed well back by Grampians. Then came Asia. 1.5 to Padford, Charlie, Karasi and Gillespie last of all, and 20 lengths away from Manor Hill at the 1400. He's rolled clear. He's out by 5 lengths. In second position, Swiss Echo. 3/4 away, plea, 1.5 Armstrong. Hale's getting a beautiful run on the fence, the plunge horse. 1.5 Spirit of Westbury, wide out Rapida on the rail, then is Steel Phoenix. Ebony Honour the Kiwi, trekking a little bit wide around Henderson Bay, Bondi, Iceberg. Then Royal Treen and Gillespie going up around 5 runners. He's moved up. He is 3 wide. They were being followed by Grampians, Home Wrecker, 2 lengths Asia. Well back Padford, Charlie and Karasi last of all. Well, Manor Hill's a long leader coming down the side at the 800 metres mark. He's 6 lengths in front of Swiss Echo plea. Armstrong the outside and Jimmy Cassidy away from the fence on plea. Rapida going around him, then Steel Phoenix, Spirit of Westbury, Ebony Honour. A length away, Bondi, Iceberg, well back Henderson Bay, Royal Treen. Then Grampians, Home Wrecker, well back also is Gillespie being niggled at. They were followed by Asia, Padford, Charlie and Karasi last of all on the corner. At the 500 metres mark and the chairman's and Manor Hill coming back. Swiss Echo's gone after him. Armstrong the outside. A length away is Rapida. Hale's behind a wall of runners. He can't get out, plea the fence. Ebony Honour, Royal Treen and Home Wrecker down the centre with a big run. Here's the Victorian charging. Home Wrecker moved up and grabbed the lead from Manor Hill. Royal Treen, Ebony Honour, Armstrong, Henderson Bay down the centre like a rocket. He's eating up the ground. Henderson Bay's charging. Henderson Bay grabbed the lead from Home Wrecker and Henderson Bay won it. Home Wrecker second, Asia third and nose in front of Ebony Honour, but a photo. Then Armstrong, Hale, Grampian, Spirit of Westbury and plea. They were followed by Manor Hill, Royal Treen, Padford Charlie, Bondi Iceberg, Steel Phoenix, well back Karasi, Gillespie a flop. They were followed by the stablemates Rapida and Swiss Echo.
As soon as I said Henderson Bay was a bit outclassed at Easter, he said, I'll come and show you, pal. And he paid $38.60 the win and $8 the place. Number 7, Home Wrecker, who did look home, paid $5.40, and it's a close photo for third between number 12 Asia in the white colours and Ebony Honor, the Kiwi, in the Sunline colours. Now, as we pick them up, the first horse I want you to watch is Home Wrecker in what looks like a pink cap, almost the whitest on your screen. He charges after these leaders in black and white colours and the red cap, quickly picks them up, dashes past Manor Hill and looked home. But now in the green out in the centre of the track is Henderson Bay, coming late. Home Wrecker's run-ins, Henderson Bay grabs him and he's off for the bickies. Now down the outside is Asia, inside of him in the Sunline colours is Ebony Honor, but it's up now for third, and third went to number 12 Asia, who just beat Ebony Honor. So Asia has paid $11.10 for the placings. The official numbers 13, 7 and 12, and there's a close-up. Manor Hill in front, claimed by Home Wrecker, and then he in turn is claimed by Daryl McClellan on Henderson Bay, trained at Wyong by Neville McBurney. Quite a strong staying window.
Yeah, it certainly was. Neville McBurney in these staying races, he's hard to beat. The momentum horses out wide, there was a few that didn't get balanced there, including the favourite and Grampians, who looked unlucky.
Well, the winning jockey, Digger McClellan, is with Simon Marshall.
Well, Digger McClellan, congratulations, mate. Henderson Bay, a few of us wrote him off, but proved us wrong.
Yeah, Simon, he won nice today, you know, like I think he's a genuine lightweight chance in a race like the Sydney Cup.
Yeah. What about the run in transit? You always confident?
I was always confident. I got disappointed for a run, sort of 250 metres into the straight. Finally had to skip across hurdles and got out, and he let down quite nicely. Always nice to ride a winner on these big days, Digger. You also got a great ride left later in the day in the big one, Hosanna in the Doncaster. Yeah, well, I'll give Hosanna every chance. From the gate, she'll have the run of the race, and if she's good enough, she'll win. All right, those supporters that had their dollar on Henderson Bay, they'll be doubling up on Hosanna. Well done, Digger. Thank you, Simon. All the best. There you go, Digger McClellan there. Guys, back to you.
Well, Simon, he was certainly confident. Digger McClellan, he said, I'll be giving Hosanna every chance.
Yes, well, you never know what can happen in a Doncaster, but you never know what can happen in a Chairman's Handicap either. Digger McClellan, it's the Neville McBurney horse over the line, and the money that went wrong was hail. There was plenty of it, but nowhere to be seen.
No, he got trapped in traffic in the straight, Duff, didn't he,
No.
Jimmy Cassidy?
Yeah, never really got balanced. The other horses got out and got wound up. He was sort of never comfortable. He's a grinding horse. Just wasn't his race.
Yeah, I wouldn't wipe him for the Sydney Cup on that run.
Well, the Chairman's, it has been run and won. Race 4 on the program. Coming up a little later is the Heroic Championship over the 1,300 metres for the 2-year-olds. We'll be back with more on Super Saturday from Royal Randwick right after this break.
And a terrific win there by Digger McClellan aboard Henderson Bay. There in the Chairman's Handicap, we've just seen run and one. There's the dividends for you. Henderson Bay through $38.60 and $8. Number 7, Home Wrecker, $5.40. And Asia paid $11.10. You can see Quinella, Exacta and the trifecta all there at the bottom of your screen. If there was an up-and-coming jockey you'd expect to see here on Derby Day, it would be Hugh Bowman. But the talented Sydney rider has fallen from grace this autumn by testing positive to a recreational drug, and he won't be back until mid-August. Tim Sheridan reports on a jockey who knows he made a blunder and promises to return.
Hugh Bowman doesn't pass the buck when he explains why he derailed a promising career by using cocaine.
I don't think I changed him myself. I was just having fun, I guess.
Were you hanging around with the wrong people?
Yeah, I guess I was. You know, at the time I didn't really think so, but it's hard to say. I mean, I made the choices. You can't blame other people for your own mistakes, and I wouldn't do that.
Until now, there have been few surprises about Hugh Bowman. His rapid rise among jockeys came off a brilliant apprenticeship, a horse racing heritage, and the polish applied by trainer Ron Quinton. After 35 city winners this racing year, he was ready for autumn. What came instead were 2 positive tests for cocaine. The punishment, 9 months out, reduced to 6 with counselling.
He was very contrite, very upfront with what had happened. We see that sort of situation repeated so many times across the community, and our view was to try and help him back into the industry, and I'm sure from what he said to us and also the period of counselling he'll undertake, we'd be pretty confident that we won't have a repeat from Hugh Bowman.
Go on, hey!
The origins of Hugh Bowman's riding career may well be the factors in saving it.
I think the most disappointed were my mum and dad, who've been my biggest supporters, and also my sister Kate. Those three have been my biggest supporters from day one, and you know, I think I've disappointed them more than anyone.
For generations, the Bowman family farm has been a workplace and playground on horseback. Polo cross, camp drafting, Jim Bowman even braved the threat of a correctly held whip to be his only son's highly tractable first mount. Fearing he'd be over-raced, mother Amanda trotted out a family heirloom. Hugh wore Jim's silks and called the race.
Mum claims that she told me I couldn't always win, so I didn't always win the races that I was calling, which is a pretty good motto to have too, isn't it, really?
For now, Hugh is coping with a temporary change of career path, just when an extra pair of hands goes down pretty nicely around the farm.
Get it. Stand up. Go on.
I mean, it's only 6 months. I'm sure I'm not going to be a farmer after it, but at least it'll give me a chance and give Dad a chance to spend that quality time with me, you know, and show me the way he's run his life, you know, and in that respect, it's, you know, a blessing.
Given the nature of their work, drug testing of jockeys is common. Regular users are taking a big punt with a lucrative livelihood. The severity of Hugh's suspension didn't surprise his renowned mentor. Ron Quinton's hope is that it doesn't spell the end of a career.
We've just got to get on with it and support him and help him along with his family. And I'm sure he's got a great mum and dad, and I just hope his dad works the hell out of him up there at the farm, and he'll realise how easy being a jockey really is. So I'm sure if he puts his head down, works hard, he'll overcome this problem, no trouble at all.
For a few months, Hugh will spend more time wrestling the bike he bought from Corey Brown than he will riding horses. It helps keep his weight down around the 58-kilo mark. Fitness and motivation are important, but maybe that load of hay is the chief steward's best ally.
So now that you've loaded 160 odd bales of hay, what's easier, this or riding racehorses?
I think riding racehorses for sure, definitely.
Hugh Bowman there, and a man with a lot of dignity, a lot of pride, and I've got no doubt that he'll be back, and good report there by Tim Sheridan, side.
Yeah, it certainly was. Young fella that, I suppose, Ken lost his way, but has been given that chance. 9 months suspension, 6 months of that to be spent in counselling. Can he get back?
Yeah, sure, Ken. Simon, there's a lot of temptations to young people, particularly young people with a lot of cash in their pocket, as jockeys have. But I've been in the racing game for close on 40 years, and I haven't met many nicer young kids than Hugh Bowman. He's an absolutely super-duper kid, and I truly wouldn't say that if I didn't mean it. I know he hit a big hurdle here. Look, plenty of people hit hurdles in life. It's those that pick themselves up and get going again, and I want to back into. I really, look, he's a good kid. He's admitted everything. He's come up front, and he'll get going. He comes from good stock, and he's a pretty good fella himself.
Yes, well, all the best to young Hughie Bowman. Great background up there in the bush, and let's hope he can get back down to the big smoke and really fulfil his abilities as a jockey. Well, I'll tell you, a horse that didn't fulfil its abilities in the Chairman's Handicap was Hale, and Simon Marshall joins us as well. And Simon couldn't get a crack at them, Jimmy, couldn't get rolling at the right time.
Look, Simon, he's a big horse, as I suggested.
Simon, just point him out. He's got the green sleeves with the red cap. He's inside the horse with the red sleeves.
And he's got a white star right in the middle of his head. Jimmy's trying to push him through with the red gloves. He gets held up here. Now, Kenny, he'd be close to 16.5, nearly 17 hands, this horse. There's a lot of him. When he's backing behind him like that as a stayer, you need to wind him up from about the 1,500 mile, which Jimmy tried to do, but he got caught inside horses, and he tried to make 2 or 3 runs on him and sprint on him, Kenny. He can't do that. He needs to get out with some open.
What he couldn't do is he couldn't get into the clear, and therefore when they squeezed him, he lost all his momentum, and as you said, he can't pick up quickly. I still think he's right in the Sydney Cup. I don't think it was too bad a run.
No, he'll be all right. He never got hurt, which is the main thing.
Good on you, boys. Well, we're going to take a break from Royal Randwick, a windy Royal Randwick, and we'll be back with more right after this.
It could well be her last race in the BMW, and it's the end of an era. You know, I've been with her for so long. Now it would be extraordinary to be without her. How sad do you think you would feel? Don't.
I'm very proud of her today. She looks very well, so I'd love her to be able to go out and race well.
There's not a lot of believers in her today being able to win this race. What can you tell us?
I'm a believer.
Still a believer?
Still a believer.
Complete field of 7. Tie the knot drawn 4. Universal Prince 7. Ethereal in 6. Racing in the BMW, and Tie the Knot, the old boy, began beautifully. Dress Circle on the corner, 450 out. Dress Circle in front. Freemason lays down the law. 2 lengths, Tie the Knot. Universal Prince comes out. Ethereal inside of it, and Rain Gauge coming through. Down to the 300, and Rain Gauge is grabbing Freemason. Tie the Knot the outside, and Universal Prince chimes in. It's Rain Gauge, the Victorian, hitting the front. Universal Prince is gunning him down. Universal Prince went to Rain Gauge. Rain Gauge still in front. Ethereal late. Universal Prince put his head in front. Ethereal flying. Did she get there? I think she did. The Cups Queen has won the BMW. Ethereal from Universal Prince.
You said you're a believer. That girl, what sort of heart has she got?
Enormous. It was a pretty rocky run up the straight there, and to do what she did, win at the post.
She looked gone at the corner. She didn't take it at all well.
No, she got hit. She came around the corner and knocked her back legs underneath her. And
yeah, she's had to go on the outside and do all the hard running and still taking them at the end.
She's pretty good.
Yeah, what a grand mare. Ethereal, and now has retired from racing. Boys, have you owned her? Would you have retired her?
Well, they're bred to be racehorses, but she's also a mare, and she might throw one as good as herself.
Simon?
I'm not an owner, Simon. I'm a winner. And I got a little tear in my eye after understanding that she was going to the paddock, because I believe you hadn't seen the best of her. She won a Caulfield Melbourne Cup, a BMW, and she's just an exceptional mare.
Well, let's look back at last week. Bede Murray must have been a hell of a day for him, seriously. Nosed out in the BMW, nosed out in the slipper.
Yeah, he's won close to $1 million in prize money, and yet he has still been disappointed.
Well, I wonder if he will or will not get nosed out in the Heroic Championship here this afternoon. Here he is speaking with Tim Sheridan.
Thanks, Simon. Well, yes, Bede Murray's enjoying a lot of success lately, and it's well-deserved. But Bede, well, last weekend, Golden Slipper Day, you were taken on the line at the post in 2 Group 1 races. Have you had time to reflect on that?
Oh, yes. You know, that's past now, and that was a little bit disappointing on the day, but then you got to sort of think, well, you know, if we hadn't run second, we might have run 5th or 6th or last, so anything's better than that. It would have been nice to ring up at least one, number 1, but, you know, it's not too bad anyway.
In both the BMW and the slipper, I mean, you thought you had it, didn't you, just by your reaction?
Yes, I in the BMW, I really thought the horse had won. And I knew it was very close, but I just had to have a second look, and then when I had the second look, I knew we'd been beat. And then right on the line in the slipper, I knew as we hit the pace I'd been beat. Yeah.
Okay. Well, today in race 4, the Heroic, you've got Half Hennessy, and you thought very seriously about putting this colt in the slipper, didn't you?
Yes, I did. We gave it a lot of thought, and we would have had to pay $121,000 for him as well. So I thought we were pretty confident about our filly, so we thought we'd just stay with her, and decided to take the path we'd already mapped out for this horse, which was the Heroic today. And a little bit disappointing with him with the barrier draw. He's drawn 13. It's going to make it quite hard for him because, you know, you turn about 100 metres after the start. It's a fairly sharp turn, so it's going to be a little bit tough for him, but he's done very well and hope for the best.
OK, and what about recruiting? Goes from barrier 4.
Yeah, he's got the nice draw. I do believe he's improved since his Kembla run. He was a little bit overweight then, and I thought it was just, you know, natural development with him, but I've been able to strip about 12 kilos off him, so he's going to strip a much fitter horse today. And from barrier 4, he's got the best of the barriers from my 2 horses. But having said that, you know, I think the horse of mine that gets the best luck in running will be the one that'll be first past the post.
OK, thanks, Bede, and good luck.
Thanks, Tim.
OK, Bede Murray with a couple of strong chances in race 4. Back to you, Simon.
Yeah, good on you, Shero.